The untold story of the pre-flood world. Imagine living in a world filled with hybrid creatures, angelic entities, and strange beings straight out of biblical lore. This was the reality of the pre-flood world, a time of chaos and wonder, where divine and unnatural forces shaped the earth. In this video, we will delve into the mysterious creatures that roamed this ancient world and explore just how chaotic life was before the Great Flood washed away an era of unimaginable beings and divine intervention. The Watcher's forbidden creations. The Book of Enoch unveils the eerie tale of hybrid creatures, beings born from the defiance of the Watchers, a group of celestial angels who dared to cross the natural boundaries by merging human and animal. The process of combining different species was a form of miscegenation that produced entities neither entirely human nor fully animal. This fusion raised significant questions about the Watchers' intent and the nature of their creations. One of the biggest mysteries that still lingers today is whether these hybrid beings continued to exist after the Great Biblical Flood. While the Book of Enoch suggests that these creatures were wiped out during the cataclysm, modern sightings of strange cryptids such as the Mothman and Dogman lead many to wonder if remnants of these beings still walk the earth today. Various eyewitness reports, often from reliable sources such as park rangers, soldiers, and respected outdoorsmen, claim encounters with mysterious, unexplainable creatures, reigniting speculation that the Watcher's creations may have somehow survived. One of the most notable cryptids linked to these ancient hybrid beings is the Dogman, a creature frequently reported in the United States. Descriptions of Dogman often resemble that of a large bipedal wolf-like creature, similar to the werewolves of folklore. Standing around 7 feet tall, Dogman is typically characterized by its human-like body and a canine head. The earliest reported sighting of this mysterious creature dates back to 1887, when 2 lumberjacks in Wexford County, Michigan, claimed to see a large dog-headed man walking on 2 legs. The legend of the Michigan Dogman gained widespread attention in 1987 after a song by local radio DJ Steve Cook brought the cryptid into the national spotlight. Following the song's release, a surge of reported sightings began flooding in, with many witnesses describing encounters with a being that fit the description of Dogman: tall, menacing, and wolf-like. Another significant sighting occurred in 1961, when a night watchman near Big Rapids, Michigan, reported encountering a strange creature with glowing eyes that ran like a man, but possessed canine features. Further investigations by local reporter Linda Godfrey documented multiple sightings of the Dogman, which often described the creature as being between 6 and 7 feet tall, with fur-covered arms and a wolf-like face. One more notable encounter happened in 2009, when an outdoorsman reported a terrifying experience while hunting. He claimed to have seen a massive creature over 7 feet tall, covered in dark fur, with a body resembling that of a human and a head like a dog. The creature reportedly growled at him and disappeared into the forest at an inhuman speed before he could react. These sightings, while unsettling, are intriguing because they echo the ancient tales of hybrid beings from the Book of Enoch. The persistence of such encounters raises the chilling possibility that some of the hybrid creatures may still roam the earth, and Dogman could be one of them. Sons of God. In the pre-flood world, ancient texts describe not only humans, but also fallen angels freely walking the earth. Imagine stepping outside and encountering these colossal beings. In the Book of Genesis, they are referred to as the sons of God. However, the Book of Enoch goes further, detailing their appearance as being extraordinarily tall, yet resembling humans in form. Genesis hints at their actions, but the Book of Enoch deepens the narrative, offering a broader perspective on these mysterious beings. According to Genesis 6, these sons of God descended to earth and took human women as partners, leading to the birth of their offspring. But before diving into the nature of these children, it's important to understand the broader impact of these angels, known in the Book of Enoch as the Watchers. In Hebrew, the term Watchers translates to those who observe, and aligns with the phrase sons of God mentioned in Genesis. These Watchers were said to have shared divine secrets with humanity, knowledge that humanity wasn't ready for, which ultimately contributed to their moral corruption. They taught humans various forbidden arts, such as weapon-making, sorcery, and celestial knowledge, leading to chaos and societal decay. Despite the increasing wickedness among humans due to the Watchers' influence, the real threat lay in their offspring. These hybrid beings, called the Nephilim, were notorious for their cruelty and dominance, surpassing even the Watchers in their destructive tendencies. Their presence and actions were seen as one of the primary reasons for the eventual Great Flood, intended to cleanse the earth of their influence. Fallen angels' malevolent offspring, the Nephilim giants, according to ancient texts like the Book of Enoch, were the terrifying offspring of fallen angels and human women. It would be nightmarish to encounter a Nephilim during the antediluvian period. They were not only gigantic, with a towering and intimidating presence, but also fiercely aggressive toward humanity. The root of their aggression stemmed partly from their insatiable appetites. The resources of humans were insufficient to sustain these monstrous beings for long. What makes their actions particularly horrifying is their resort to consuming humans and nearly every other living creature in desperation to satisfy their endless hunger. The Book of Enoch offers a detailed account of these creatures' actions and origins. It describes how the Watchers descended to Earth and took human wives, defying divine laws. As a result of these unions, they produced offspring, the Nephilim, who were said to reach astonishing heights of up to 3,000 ells, a measurement that translates to approximately 11,000 feet. The Book of Enoch provides a vivid account of these giants' malevolent deeds. As described in chapter 7, the giants consumed all the acquisitions of men, depleting human resources until there was nothing left. Starved and desperate, these creatures eventually turned against their human counterparts, attacking and devouring them. Their violence did not stop there. They extended their carnage to all living creatures, engaging in predatory acts against birds, beasts, reptiles, and fish. Their behavior escalated to even more horrific acts as they began to engaging in cannibalism and blood drinking. In the end, the earth itself is said to have cried out against these lawless creatures. The actions of the Nephilim were so egregious that they are often cited as a primary reason for the Great Flood, a divine reset intended to cleanse the world of their corrupting influence. According to the Book of Enoch, the legacy of these giants did not end with their physical destruction. When the Nephilim perished in the flood, their spirits lingered, becoming demons that continued to roam the earth, perpetuating the evil and chaos they once embodied in physical form. Despite their horrific reputation, the existence of the Nephilim also points to a larger narrative involving other supernatural beings and forbidden acts during the antediluvian era. The giants' sheer malevolence was unmatched, but their story hints at a broader context of spiritual rebellion and the clash between divine order and chaos. This portrayal of the Nephilim not only emphasizes their devastating presence, but also sets the stage for understanding why such drastic measures were taken to cleanse the earth of their influence. The downfall of pre-flood humanity. The pre-flood world, as described in the Bible, presents a grim portrait of humanity's descent into darkness and chaos. The narrative suggests that humans before the Great Flood had become nearly as corrupt and malevolent as the fallen angels that roamed the earth. This widespread corruption wasn't merely a result of humanity's inherent nature, but also due to the heavenly secrets that the fallen angels taught them, knowledge that was not only forbidden, but far beyond humanity's capacity to handle at that time, leading to widespread moral decay. It suggested that many humans chose to follow the doctrine of these angels, abandoning their divine purpose and turning against God. At the core of the pre-flood narrative lies the concept of free will, a powerful gift given to humanity. This freedom enabled humans to make choices and define their paths. Of course, with great freedom came great responsibility. Sadly, many chose to misuse this gift, turning away from harmony with the natural order and the divine will. As people became increasingly self-centered, driven by base desires, greed, and arrogance, they viewed themselves as masters of the world, seeking power over one another and indulging in violence. The gift of free will, which was meant to empower and uplift, instead became a tool of their downfall. They began to define good and evil on their own terms, rejecting any higher standard or moral compass, which led to an era of unchecked moral decay. As the population grew, so did violence. Genesis 6:11 states, "Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight and was full of violence." This wasn't just occasional conflict or skirmishes. It was a deep-seated culture of brutality and bloodshed, where the strong ruled with unchecked power and the weak were oppressed without mercy. Instead of living as stewards of creation, humans treated one another with cruelty and indifference, driven by their lust for domination. They abandoned their divine purpose, descending into a primal existence ruled by fear, force, and the survival of the fittest. This period was marked by a complete disregard for the sanctity of life, as humans prioritized power and control above all else. The Bible also provides insight into the inner lives of pre-flood humans. Genesis 6:5 explains that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. This statement reveals that humanity's corruption wasn't just an outward display of violent actions. It was deeply rooted in their hearts and minds. Their thoughts, desires, and imaginations were all twisted. It wasn't merely about what they did. It was about who they had become. Every motive, every plan, and every dream was tainted by selfishness, greed, lust, or hatred. They had drifted so far from the innocence and purity of their creation that their internal moral compass was entirely broken. Even if they recognized the difference between right and wrong, they no longer cared, driven solely by their own corrupt desires. The overwhelming wickedness of humanity led to a profound and necessary divine judgment in the form of the Great Flood. This event was not solely an act of destruction, but also one of mercy. Humanity had reached a tipping point where unchecked violence, corruption, and moral decay threatened all life on Earth. If left to continue, this evil would have spiraled further until nothing good or pure remained. The flood, in this context, represents more than just a punishment. It symbolizes a second chance, a reset for humanity. After the floodwaters receded, the survivors were given an opportunity to start over, to live in accordance with divine principles and learn from the mistakes of their predecessors. However, the story also leaves readers with a solemn reminder. The gift of free will, when misused, can lead to devastating consequences, not just for individuals, but for entire civilizations. The tale of pre-flood humanity underscores the importance of using freedom wisely, recognizing the inherent responsibility that comes with the ability to choose and striving to live in harmony with the natural order and the divine will.